Welcome to Plastica 4, a land rich with resources and home to a civilization no other than the Plastics. It's been quite some time since we last visited this dimension, and a lot has happened in the time that we've been away. My goal in this episode of Army Men of War is to show you what happened just before we left this world and what happened in the months that followed. It all started with the end of the war against Obsidian. All countries united under one banner of the UCP, the United Coalition of Plastics, to bring a stop to the evil hordes that swarmed the land. After a Pyrrhic victory for the Plasticans, the world now saw fit to elect a united world government. To adopt this new regime, both Queen Ivy Greenland of the Green Kingdom and Tsar Valentine of the powerful Red Union decided to get married. The wedding would set in place an alliance of the two most powerful nations in Plastica, the Reds and the Greens. With their alliance treaties, it would bring together all nations under the United Coalition of Plastics, and would also finally bring an end to all wars in Plastica. This was something that Ivy aspired for since being crowned Queen of Greenland. A long-lasting peace between all races, green, tan, red, blue, orange and grey. Both Queen Ivy and Tsar Valentine made preparations for their big night. Invitations were sent out to all world leaders, and all were to attend the Grand Cathedral in the Red Square. This would become the biggest event of the last century, as all world leaders were just relieved that the Second Great Plastic War was now over, even if it meant declaring an emperor and empress of Plastica. To the Kaiser of Graal, it meant that he could keep his conquered lands in the eastern main, and all their riches, finally giving the gift of agriculture back to the Greys. To the Blue King, it puts him in the ear of the most powerful woman in the known world, as he was to become royal advisor to the Empress herself. To the Orange and Tan leaders, they would hold powerful seats in the new Unionist Committee of Tangeria, given equality and, better yet, a vast treasury to spend on technological advancements and research, something that Tangerians had always lacked. For the Greens and the Reds, it meant full control of a world government and its interdimensional colonies. Ultimate power. Now the time has come for the marriage itself. The church bells rang for 2 hours straight, and the world of Plastica 4 celebrated for what had felt like the first time in many years. The celebrations even spread to the barracks of the local UCP guard. Some of their men were barely able to stand up as they consumed red wine, red beer, and the best of all, vodka, their version of red vodka. This gave opportunity for an old face to re-emerge. His name was Ruskin. Ruskin is the ex-president and nationwide declared traitor to the Red Union. He appeared from the hills of Krasberg with none other than a bag. He had once escaped Union Bay Gulag and fled through to the human dimension for his own protection. This is where he conjured up a plan to overthrow the Red government with his ally and loyal friend and colonial ambassador, Baron von Krasny. Ruskin and Krasny rearranged his name into an anagram. They formed a corporation, they built mining facilities, and then they embezzled millions. Millions of plastic credits went into offshore accounts and through what was known as sunken industries. This could only explain what was in the bag: a bribe for Ruskin's once loyal presidential guard. He knew that the celebrations were the perfect time to strike and take his revenge. He employs that of his associate, the awaiting sober General Redberg. It was of his orders that the UCP men were allowed to drink on this occasion, but not his own. Ruskin and Redberg march on the city of Redningrad, and they storm the great cathedral. Before the alarm was raised, the city was now under Ruskin's control, and all world leaders that attended the wedding were considered missing or dead. The UCP forces were then cut down, and the area of Redguard left unopposed to Ruskin's now one division of Red soldiers. Ruskin now controls all of the Red Union, and he also declares himself leader of the UCP. The UCP has armies of all colours stationed all over Plastica, and if the UCP generals were to side with Ruskin, he could see himself becoming the new emperor of Plastica. Some say that this was perfect timing for the outlawed president, others say it was planned from the start, but who knows. Ruskin sends word to all local UCP generals within the borders of the Red Union, and they are quick to side with their new leader. In just 1 month, Ruskin's army grew from just a few hundred men to now just over 10,000. Since most of the world leaders are now pronounced dead or missing, all remaining oligarchs within the UCP that haven't yet joined Ruskin's new regime are puzzled about what to do next. Do they invade Ruskin and take the throne of Plastica for themselves? But doing so they risk all that they have worked so hard to achieve. Or do they separate away from the mandate that was put in place for a new world order and fend for themselves, as all imperialists have done before them? Or do they declare Ruskin their new emperor and accept this new opportunity of world peace? This is what happened. The Blues looked to crown the next in line of Blutania, that of the late king's brother and the Duke of Blueguard, Lord Magnus Scotfrey II, Queen Azulia's father. They remain imperialist monarchists. The Greens are now without a royal bloodline, but the Lords of Greenland rise once again. The House of Grattan, Grin, and Grump unite and declare a new king. They also remain imperialist, but this time without their blue ally. You will find out why soon enough. The Greys look to Lord von Greineken, the poisonous hand to the late Kaiser Greyhelm, to guide them into this new era, and hopefully Ruskin will accept their terms that the previous Ivy and Tsar Valentine once offered them, the Eastern Main. Ruskin happily accepts their offer. And last but not least, the Tans and Oranges fight for what's left of Tangeria, and each city becomes independent in itself according to its ruling race. The questions that now remain are, who will side with Ruskin, and who will rebel against the new unionist mandate that is the United Coalition of Plastics? What will become of these new nations, and will war break out once again in Plastica? After almost 2 months of waiting, Ruskin's UCP army grows to just over 50,000 men. the Red Union and parts of Tangier choose to remain in the UCP, as well as Growl. Ruskin now has his army, and above all, his security and guarantee to remain Emperor of Plastica. Hey, what's up everybody? I just wanted to say thank you all for watching, and I'm excited to produce more episodes of Army Men of War in this kind of like structure, this sort of style. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you like it? I do want to include some battles where we zoom in as well, but mainly for big events where the AI will decide the outcome of the next battle. But I'm going to be able to fit so much more into the story of Army Men of War by using this kind of battle map. And I can also do all kinds of different other series as well, such as Zombie Apocalypse, all sorts really. I want to do something with the Wild West, and every other kind of mod that's in Men of War and Call to Arms as well, so I'm excited for that. Like, could you imagine the amount of story that we could tell using this style of battle map? It'd be awesome. So if you did enjoy this and you want to see more, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and also like this video, leave me a comment, and if you want to support me even further, there is a link to my Discord where you can come and follow the series and talk to me directly and give me ideas. Or if you want to go even further than that, you can support me on Patreon. Link is in the description to that as well. I am offering specific rewards to all my Patreons, such as, you know, roles on my Discord, and I'm also offering a new 8K version of Plastica, the big world that we use for Army Men of War. Not the human dimension, but the plastic dimension. There's an 8K resolution, the same one I've used in this video, that you can get your hands on. Just a way of me saying thank you for all the support. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.